Hi, welcome to another Infinity Train video. This video we're going to be looking at the Sunomata Temple Kit from Warsenal. So firstly, a little bit of disclosure, Warsenal sent us this kit for free as a review kit. We do own a lot of Warsenal stuff which we purchased ourselves, but we didn't have any of this particular range. They were kind enough to send us a couple of kits so we could do some reviews of it. Obviously it won't bias reviews at all, but we thought we'd just make sure everyone's aware of that. Now, based on actually the quality of the kits, once I've assembled them, etc., I will be picking up some of my own in their Black Friday sale. The Black Friday sale is going on at the moment, actually, so as we record this video, so it's currently Saturday, it runs till Monday, so if you're watching this video fairly close to us releasing it, go away and have a look. You can save 30% off the whole of their store. So this is the Temple kit. This is a slightly larger and more substantial kit than the bridge kit which we reviewed in the other video. Now, I've left some of this kit in kit form effectively, so for example I've not secured the roof and I've not secured the central module. That's purely for the ease of painting. How you choose to do it, whether you choose to leave those loose or not, the actual instructions recommend putting them in there, but for ease of painting I've left them loose at the moment. So what you've effectively got is, let's just take this apart and look at it from a point of view of what you've got. Basically you start with like a panel piece that that runs up, and this is where the temple is going to sit in. So this kind of raises the temple a little bit off the ground. You can see you've got 4 join points around it, and you can either put the stairs up, you can join a walkway piece directly onto it, or you can just cover it off with the blanking plates that actually come with part of the kit. So I'll just move this out of the way so I don't lose it. And as you can see here, in this case we've got some of the stairwell pieces going up into it, but again we can just slot those out if we wanted to. And for example, if we then wanted to bring in, well actually I'll show you that at the end, if we want to bring some of the other kits we can do and join them on. Now next up we have the central module piece. So this is actually a solid building. You'll notice there's no doors, so this would count as a solid piece of terrain. Now you'll find that more and more manufacturers from Infinity are doing this. While I suspect that Warsenal, when they bring out further kits in this range, will actually have something maybe you can go in and out of. A lot of manufacturers are actually making kits solid now because it's just a lot easier to play the game without having to faff around about taking roofs off, worrying about models that may be lost inside or that you've forgotten inside. It's also difficult for your opponent. You may be very honest and be, obviously following the rules, tell your opponent exactly where everything is at the start of the game, point it out. But as the game progresses, an hour into the game, your opponent may completely forget the fact that there's maybe a Fusilier, possibly the Lieutenant Fusilier, sitting inside the building all on his own term, and it's just been forgotten about. So a lot of the kits these days are actually coming out more as solid kits. I do still like kits where you've got an interior. I just think that they need to come apart nice and easily so you can get access to that interior well, and so it's easily and for your opponent to know that. These kits also come in a variety of forms. You'll notice there's a laser etched symbol on here. This is the Akari symbol. There's various other options on the website when you buy the kit. You can get JSA, Akari, etc. I just went for Akari because I quite like the symbol. So yeah, and as you can see, there's various pieces of detail. The kit itself goes together really easily. You can see there's a nice solid mesh of MDF inside to keep it nice and supported. And you can see here it goes up, and there's various pieces around the blanking plates, etc., to make sure it's nice and solid looking. There's a good amount of detail with these ventings and cutout panels, etc. When you're assembling it, if you are going to do what I've done and leave it loose like this, I would recommend that you at least put this piece into the actual frame while you're assembling it. Now don't glue it in, but if you put it in, it forms the skeleton and holds it at the right position so that when you do come to position the final piece back in there, it will fit better. Now, lastly, we've got the roof. So again, made out of clear acrylic, simply because that's the thickness of the acrylic that they use to cut. When you're cutting at that thickness, sort of that's probably less than 1 mil or 1 mil. MDF starts to get too weak, so a lot of companies use acrylic for that level of detail. So you can see here that they've cut a nice sort of set of acrylic to form your roof. I doubt you would leave it clear. I mean, interestingly enough, actually, if they ever do building pieces where you've got models inside, from a player point of view it wouldn't look very good aesthetically, but from a player point of view you could leave it clear just so that people can see models in and out. I wouldn't personally. I would paint it with whatever colour scheme to match. I think it's going to look a bit weird if you leave it clear, so I would go with something like a terracotta tile effect. You'll notice if you search on the net, you'll see a lot of different sort of Japanese and Chinese temple colour schemes. So let's go back to the base piece again. So this base piece sits here. This bit will effectively sit in here. As I mentioned, I need to kind of do a little bit of alignment of that piece so it sits in snugly. But that piece is in there, and then effectively there's a couple of little hooks which the roof will sit on. So basically you have a route in and you can walk around. Now that is quite tight. I think you can probably get, you can comfortably get a 25mm base round. I think you might struggle with a 40mm model, and certainly you wouldn't be able to get a 55mm model around those gaps. But that adds that little extra element of restraint in the people having to choose the particular route that they take when they're playing the particular game, where choosing where they can and can't put their 55mm models. So let's just take a moment to show this kit off with some of the other pieces. So for example, if I pull this piece out here and then take the bit from the previous video, you'll notice we can just slot this one down here, and you can see all of a sudden we now have this this basically bridge bringing straight into the central piece. So obviously, as I mentioned, there's various pieces of modularity. So you've got your cover pieces from the bridges, and you've got your step pieces, and obviously they all slot together to help you form different combinations. The other thing you get with the actual tempo kit is you get 4 of these little lantern kits. They go together really well. They're quite nice. So obviously you can position them just around as you choose to add that little bit of extra detail to the board. So again, I'll stick this on the rotating display just so you can see all the angles of the actual kit itself. Thanks for taking the time to watch the video. If you found it useful, leave some comments in the link below. You can find links below to our Facebook channel, where there's a lot of discussion going on about Infinity Train or other train projects, and links to the Warsenal page, so maybe you can go and take advantage of their Black Friday sale at the moment if there's still time for that. Thanks for watching.